All right. Perfect. Can somebody recap what we have discussed in the previous session? Anybody? Just the concept. No need to explain each and everything, but what we have discussed.
We have discussed about the three-tier architecture.
Three-tier architecture. Perfect.
Yes.
Three-tier architecture. Okay. What about this? Guys, contribute something. Okay, I understand.
And
Okay.
APS too.
Got it. Let me recap what we have discussed in the previous session, and then we can jump on to the today's concept. Okay. Basically, if you wanted to work as a developer, any developer, either you're front-end developer, back-end developer, or database developer, you need to know how IT works. Okay? This is what we have discussed with the help of three-tier architecture. For example, if I wanted to make a software, there are three sides of it. The first side, which is front-end. All the front-end technologies, right? We have discussed HTML, which is the technology, or I can say HTML is the front-end technology, which will be helpful to you in order to prepare a skeleton of a web page. Okay? HTML is used to design the structure of your web page. CSS, this is used for the beautification. If you wanted to make your web page with a lot of rainbow colors, we have many colors, not just 7. With those colors, if you wanted to beautify your web page, you will use CSS. And then you have JavaScript. This JavaScript is a programming language which we use in order to interact with the end user. I can call it as interactivity. For example, you're clicking on a website. Let me just, if I go to Amazon.in, what you will see here, see, this is your, on the left extreme left, you can see the logo of Amazon, right? On the right, you see cart, and then sign in button, and then this search button, and then there are a lot of other colors are getting displayed over here. This is your CSS. For example, I'm typing this 1 + 12 and then hitting on this button. Some action is taking place here, right? That is your JavaScript. That means whenever you wanted to interact with this site, your JavaScript programming language comes into picture. For example, if you are clicking on this button called proceed to buy, there is some function which is written behind the scenes in JavaScript. That's the reason why when you click on something, it is doing some action. That is your JavaScript. Interactivity. If you wanted to interact with your web page, you will use JavaScript. Similarly, we have many other front-end technologies like React.js we have, which is the one of the flavors of JavaScript. We have AngularJS, again, one more flavor of JavaScript. These are all called front-end technologies. If you look at back-end technologies, you have Java and then JavaScript. We have Python, Ruby, PHP, .NET, and then C#, the lot other technologies you can find as backend technologies. Why we use backend technologies? In order to prepare our APIs. We talked about this API concept, right? Yesterday, let me just open that Paint. See, we have this client, server, and then we have this database. Now, you're sending request from this client to the server, right? You're sending like this, your request to the server. Then who is carrying your request to the server? That is your API. Here, API concept comes into picture. You're sending request to the server with the help of API. And then again, the server is sending one more request to the database by using API. Again, API is collecting the response from database and then sending over to the server. Again, API comes into picture, collecting the response from server and then sending back to the client. Who is doing all this part? The porter job, API is doing. Now, if you wanted to become a backend developer, what's your actual main job? In order to build your application, that means in order to build your API. This is about backend technologies. Then we have database technologies, right? Oracle, Sybase, DB2, a lot many databases are there available in the market. You can become any of these technologies. By using this, you can become a developer. This is what we have discussed, right? And then we talked about cloud computing models, SaaS, PaaS, and then IaaS. That means software as service, and then infrastructure as service, and then here we talked about these three, right? Platform as service, software as service, infrastructure as service, and then we try to understand using the analogy by taking one example. This is what we have discussed. And then we discussed about on-premises versus cloud. What is cloud? And what is on-premise? If you use on-premise, everything is hosted in a server that is placed in a building. If you use cloud computing, we have these cloud giants like AWS, Azure, GCP. By taking the help of these clouds, we don't need to maintain anything. Everything will be taken care by this cloud computing platform. And then we can simply focus on our business areas without worrying about if the server is down or the network is failing. Everything will be taken care by these guys. And then we will be focusing on our business. If you take this subscription, you will get some benefits. If you take this subscription, you will get more benefits. You can customize your platform. If you take this, you can get benefit out of it by using the features that they're providing or the capabilities that they're providing with this IaaS. This is what we have discussed. Any questions so far? You're good with this?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
Today, we'll be talking about this ServiceNow. Okay. Now, I've already told you ServiceNow is a cloud-based platform. When I say cloud-based platform, you need to understand the first thing that should strike your mind is you don't need any setup. You don't need any setup. You will require only a browser and internet connection. A browser and internet connection. because it's a cloud platform. Everything is hosted on the cloud. For example, if you use your on-prem environment, what will be required for server? You will be getting credentials for your application stack. I can call it as different multiple applications. You need credentials. Your database, you need credentials. In order to maintain all these servers, applications, database, you need network, right? In order to maintain this network, you need to hire people. Everything will be taken care by that particular organization. For example, if you wanted to learn DB2, for example, you wanted to learn this DB2 database, what you need to do? You need to install the database first to your local disk. Either it is desktop or monitor, you need to install that database, right, to your laptop or your desktop. Then only you can work on it. Then you will get that environment, IDE, integrated development environment. You will get this setup. If you do this setup, then only you can work on this DB2. Right. End of the day, what is your machine? Your machine can be either laptop or desktop through which you're working on this technologies. If you wanted to work on this DB2, you need to set this up first, and then you will get this IDE, integrated development environment, where you can start learning and start working on that. But if you use cloud platform, you don't need anything. Everything will be gone. You just need one browser and then internet connection. But if you ask me, without server, without application stack, without networking, can I do my work? Yes, you can still do. But who is doing behind the scenes? ServiceNow is doing. ServiceNow is taking care of all these servers, data centers, and the network. And then if there are any outage issues, they'll be taken care of. That's the reason why you only need a browser and internet connection. You no need to worry about all these setup side of things. You don't need to worry about it. You just need to focus on your business. How to grow my business. That's the reason why ServiceNow is getting more popular. Now, you tell me, in olden days, we used to have this cable connection. If you wanted to see the what we call media streaming. If you wanted to watch your TV, you need to get the cable connection, right? Cable connection. And then you will be able to watch all the TV channels. Right? There is a fixed price to it based on the location that you are residing. Then that is the fixed price. Nowadays, no one is using cable connection. Everyone is either using this, what is called dish TV. Right? The concept is changed over the period of time. Now, with this dish TV, what you will get, you can choose what you require. They're providing you a lot of plans. They're providing you a lot of plans. Now, though this is good for only a few set of people, there are some other people, they wanted to utilize Wi-Fi, and then they're simply using OTT platforms instead of going for this dish TV. Yes, this is also the modern era of using the streaming. In this OTT also, we have a lot of plans, right? If you observe these two, there is a concept called subscription. right? In order to receive all the services that this TV or OTT platforms are providing, you need to have the subscription, right? This concept we call it as subscription model. ServiceNow is no different. ServiceNow is also using the subscription model. Say this subscription model. That means what? ServiceNow has already built in the platform. They have already built the platform, right? And then they're selling this platform by using this subscription model. By using this subscription model. Now, how this is flexible? How the ServiceNow platform is flexible? What is the benefit that I'm getting out of the ServiceNow technology, the whole platform? I'm calling this as cloud-based platform. That means you no need to worry about any setup. You only need browser and internet connection. That is the first advantage that you are getting, right? And the second advantage that you are getting is like, see, if I build my software, what will happen? There is a concept called scalability and then maintainability. Any typos, just forget about that. And then flexibility and then reliability. All abilities. Okay. This is the main concept, or these are the main areas that software industry people or the high level design people will look at when they produce a software product. That means what? If I build one application today, after 10 days or after 100 days, after 10 years, will my application give me the same productivity that I'm getting today? That is what is called scalability. Okay. I have built one application called application A. This is giving a lot of productivity, and then it is serving, for example, 1,000 customers as of now. I have only 1,000 customers. I have built one application which is giving me a lot of productivity. Now, after 1 year, my customers count will be increased, right? For example, 10K. Now, if my customer base is increasing from 1,000 to 10,000, my application should be able to serve all these 10,000 customers, right? If that is serving 10,000 customers, that means your scalability is good. That means you're able to scale up your software application. Otherwise, it is of no use. That will become as a static application. That won't be a dynamic application. Now, not 10K, 1 lakh customers. If my software application is serving 1 lakh applications, 1 lakh customers, then the scalability is good. That every software product owner will look at when they develop their software product. This is what is called scalability. If user base is increasing, will my application be serving all that user base or not? That is what is scalability. What is maintainability? For example, the ServiceNow has competitors. If the competitors are giving more features or the capabilities, can I maintain my platform? That means the lot of new features needed to be added to my software product or the platform. And then I need to maintain the existing features and capabilities. I need to incorporate new features as well. That is what is called maintainability. You need to maintain your application as well as you need to upgrade your application. That is what is called maintainability. What is flexibility? Flexibility means whether your application can interact with other technologies or not. cross code. We call it as cross code in technical terminology. That means what? Your technology or the application that you built in should be flexible enough to interact with the other technologies. That is what is called application flexibility. And then the last one, which is reliability. Reliability means that the trust. For example, this ServiceNow product is there. The lot of big MNCs, Fortune 500 MNCs are using. Why they are using? Because of this reliability. That means no latency issues, no outages. If any outage is there, ServiceNow people are reacting and then responding well enough and then resolving the issues within time. There is a lot of ServiceNow support, like ServiceNow people who are supporting all these organizations. That is what is called reliability. If all these 4 parameters are achieved, then your platform will be grooming like anything. That product will be there in the market for n number of years. That being said, ServiceNow technology came into picture in the year of 2004 or 2003. Forget about the year. Just I don't want to give you the theoretical information, but let me have the touch base. In the year of 2004, the ServiceNow has started its journey as GlideSoft. Now we are calling this technology as ServiceNow, but earlier we are calling it as GlideSoft. After spending a decade of years, in the year of 2013, they released the first version called Aspen. Aspen, Berlin, Calgary, they are releasing their own releases. We'll be talking about that later, not now. So this is one more advantage that we're getting out of using this ServiceNow technology. ServiceNow started its operations using ticketing tool. Now, if anybody from outside, they say that ServiceNow is ticketing tool, then you should say, no, ServiceNow is not a ticketing tool now. ServiceNow is a platform. Why we are calling this as a platform? Because it has multiple products with it. See, when somebody is asking you like ServiceNow is ticketing or telling you ServiceNow is ticketing, no. Why? Because a tool will be solving one purpose, a platform will be serving multiple business, dealing with multiple business problems. Within this ServiceNow, we have many product lines. I can say around 30 to 35 product lines are there within the platform. How can you call this as ticketing tool? You cannot say that it's a tool. Basically, it's not a tool. It's a platform of different capabilities. Now, this ServiceNow is a cloud-based platform built in to enterprise-wide to solve business problems. That means what? This ServiceNow technology is a cloud-based platform. It has a lot of capabilities in order to deal with your business problems. And then it is a subscription model. How ServiceNow is selling its product? By giving the licenses, by providing the subscription. This is what is ServiceNow is. What ServiceNow will do in future, the lot of capabilities I will discuss now. Okay. Now you know the ServiceNow. What is ServiceNow technology, right? Any questions so far? Yes, come on. Any questions?
Understood. No.
No.
Perfect. Now, see, I'll tell you why ServiceNow is getting more popular. Before 2020, this technology was not popular. Why? Because that was the period the people are exploring the ServiceNow platform. Nowadays, the ServiceNow is coming to the limelight because of the vast capabilities that it has. And then recently, it has partnered with NVIDIA and then a lot of AI platforms. Now it is becoming even more popular. Right. This is what ServiceNow is. You can Google it if you wanted to know the history of ServiceNow. Just type like this, and you will see this. Okay? The ServiceNow, the GlideSoft, 2003, and then Fred Luddy. The founder is Fred Luddy, David Liu, all these guys who started in the year of 2003. Okay, and the headquarters and the revenue, everything you can search here. Okay, now as part of this ServiceNow technology, if you wanted to learn this ServiceNow technology, the first thing you need to do is ServiceNow is providing you the environment where you can develop your applications, right? This is what I told you. Now, that environment can be divided into three. One is dev. This is dev environment. Another one is test or QA, or UAT. Any name you can call it as. And then this is test environment. I simply call it as test environment. What is environment? Environment is just giving you the capability to do your work. That's it. Okay. And then the production, which is the prod environment, where you can, this is the customer facing environment. Okay. Now, as I already told you, ServiceNow is a cloud-based platform. And then if you take any software product, they have their own environments like development environment, testing environment, and production environment. Why we use these three environments? Why? Because there should be a separate environment for each and every activity that we are going to do on a software product. For example, this dev environment is there in order to develop your application, in order to do your development work. This test environment is to test your developments. For example, if you do both in the same environment, that will be messy. You cannot get the proper outputs of your work. That's the reason why in every software technology, in every software teams, either it is Python team or Java team or any other teams, they'll be maintaining three environments. All the development work, developers will be working in this dev environment. Testers will be working in this test environment. And then once this is passed, that means once the testing is okay, testers play a very crucial role. If they say okay, then only that feature or the functionality will be deployed to the production environment. Then that will be made available to the customers. For example, instead of using three environments, if you do everything in the production environment, like the development, testing, everything, then what will happen? Every new feature that you are going to implement, even in the phase of implementation, the customer will be able to see. That means that's not a good practice. Broken functionality they will see. For example, they'll see one color on a button today, different color tomorrow, and then different functionality day after tomorrow. Will that be good? Customer will be irritating, and then they'll leave your service. That's the reason why they are maintaining three environments. In the ServiceNow world, we call it as instance. This is also instance. This is also instance. Instance means what? It is an environment where you can work. Dev instance, test instance, and then production instance. Dev instance will be looking like dev, For example, let me write it. My company is ABC Solutions. ServiceNow will be giving the dev URL like this: ABC Solutions dev dot service now service hyphen now.com is hyphen now.com. Similarly, if it is test, same thing, copy, paste. Instead of dev, they'll give you either test or QA. This can be either test or QA. If it is prod, then this will be like dev and test will be removed. This will be looking like that. Dev environment URL, test environment URL, production environment URL. That's the reason why I was saying you need only browser and internet connection. That's it. This environment will be accessible. Now, what about the individuals? This is for enterprise wide, right? Any organization wanted to enterprise wide. Any organization wanted to take the subscription, they'll get these 3 URLs and then they can start work. They can start working on it. What about individuals? For example, Mahesh wanted to learn this ServiceNow technology. How he can learn? The ServiceNow has a beautiful program called Developer Program. By using this program, you can learn everything in ServiceNow. Now, today we'll be seeing that. Go to Google and then just type developer dot service hyphen now.com. Just type developer ServiceNow, you will get the first site and then click on it. See, you need to click on the sign in. This is the developer program. See this? developer.servicenow.com. I'll paste it here. You need to visit this site and then you need to get your account ID. That means what? The ServiceNow is providing an instance for free. If anybody wants to learn ServiceNow. Who will be learning? We have designations in ServiceNow. ServiceNow administrator. ServiceNow developer. And then senior developer. And then business analyst. All these guys will be learning. And then we have tester, ServiceNow tester. We have consultant, ServiceNow consultant, senior consultant. Then we have technical lead. We have architect. In this, we have 2 other positions, the solution architect versus technical architect. Technical architect. And then there is one more zenith position, which is the highest, CMA, which is master architect. So this is the hierarchy that you will get over the period of time. By attending these classes, you will become the ServiceNow administrator, ServiceNow developer. And then from there, you will become senior developer and then consultant, technical lead based on your experience and skills. But by attending this, you will be either playing administrator or developer, both. Mostly developer. Administration is very easy in ServiceNow. We are aiming for ServiceNow developer. And you can put it senior developer as well by covering all this concept. Okay, this is the designation that we are following inside this ServiceNow. Okay, now if you go here, you need to get the environment right. For this, you need to click on the sign in button. That means this I call it as PDI. What is this called? PDI. PDI means personal developer instance. ServiceNow is giving this PDI for you to learn the ServiceNow from scratch. See, get ServiceNow ID. I'm giving this email, then this is how you need to get your PDI. You need to provide how you are signing up for your Facebook or Instagram. The same thing here. Then you will get your personal developer instance. Let me just sign up. All right. And then this kind of confirmation you will be seeing, and then you will get one email confirmation. You need to verify your email. And what is the task for you guys today? Get your PDI. Very simple task. Go to the developer.servicenow.com, register and get your account. That's it. It will take 1 to 2 minutes to receive the email. Okay. In the meantime, let me just cover other concept. Okay. This is what you know, like the designations of it, and then what we are aiming for. Now, there is one more thing called what I was saying. I was saying that a lot of product lines are there within ServiceNow, right? Then ServiceNow has segregated all these product lines into multiple groups, right? This, I can call this as IT workflows. So they're using the term called workflows. Why? Because ServiceNow, within ServiceNow, we mostly depend on these workflows. You will get to know what are these workflows, how to build workflows, each and every concept. For now, you need to understand IT workflows. That means what? ITSM. The first product, when we say under this IT workflows bucket is ITSM, that means service management. IT service management. That is what we are going to learn, IT service management. Now, we have one more product called ITBM. This is service management, right? ITBM, IT business management. Nowadays, this ITBM name has modified. Now we are calling it SPM, Strategic Portfolio Management. ITOM, all start with IT. We are calling this as IT workflows, IT operations management. Now, ITAM, IT asset management, right? And then similarly, any product line which is starting with IT comes under this bucket. IT service management, business management, operations management, asset management, like this. Now we have customer workflows. This is another segregation that ServiceNow is giving. That is CSM. That means customer service management. Right? And then there are other products as well. I'm not touching. Then employee workflows. In this, the main thing you need to see, HRSD. That means human resources, service delivery, I'm only giving a few products out of these buckets, but we have 30 plus products, product lines. We have IT workflows, one bucket, customer workflows, one more bucket, employee workflows, one more bucket, and then others. There is one more category like others. In this, you will find GRC, governance, risk and compliance. That means ServiceNow is vast if you wanted to learn. And then VRM, vendor risk management. We have SecOps, security operation. There are a lot of product lines, out of which what you are learning? You are learning IT service management. Then you will become ITSM developer. Now, anything you want to learn inside this service now, you need to start with your starting point should be ITSM only. Without knowing ITSM, you cannot understand all these product lines. That's the reason why if you are learning this IT service management knowingly or unknowingly, 70% you are learning other product lines. Only 30% you need to learn the business process. For example, if it is with ITOM, you need to learn the business process of ITOM. 70% you have already learned with this ITS. For example, if you are working on this ITAM, that means 70% you already know. 30% you need to know the business, how it is running. If you wanted to become a good developer or a good critical resource, what you need to understand? First, you need to understand the business process of it. Then you can work on any functionality that client is giving you. This sort of understanding you should be keeping in your mind. Got the idea? Getting the idea right? Any questions?
No.
No, right? Perfect. At least say yes or no so that we can move on. All right, let me just check whether I received the idea or not. I received it. Verify your email. Once this is verified, you will automatically redirect it. Perfect. See, it is asking you some sort of basic welcome screens. You need to select, do you code? Yes. And then developer, give your consent, finish the setup. That's it. You're done. That means you got the ID to this developer.servicenow.com. That what you need to do then? You need to request the instance. See this? What is an instance? Instance is an environment where you can work. That's it. No need to worry about what is multi-tenant, what is multi-instance. No, nothing is required for you as a developer. You need to learn how to get this instance. That's it. Once you get the instance, we'll be working on this instance. Okay. Now I'll click on this request instance. It will take a few minutes or the few seconds. 1 to 2 minutes if you wait, your instance will be ready. ServiceNow is giving you for free. You don't need to pay anything. If you ask me, there are other technologies. If you wanted to learn the developer instance also, they are charging you some amount you need to pay. But ServiceNow is not doing that. Okay. It is very generous. I can say ServiceNow is very generous technology. Okay. Now you see the button called Start Building. Click on it. It will redirect you to your PDI, personal developer instance. Now you see here in the URL, up to here, copy this and then paste it. This is your instance now, your PDI instance. That means what? DEV and then some number they are assigning. ServiceNow is giving a lot of PDIs, right? That's the reason why they are giving you with this number, dev and then some number and then service-now.com. If other person is requesting maybe 201, 202, that's how they are maintaining all these instances details. Now, you got the instance, agree, next, and then got it. Perfect. Now this is your dev environment. This is your test environment. This is your production environment. Since this is your PDI, because everything you will do, ServiceNow will not give you 3 instances to any individual, right? This is given just to learn the technology, then use it as a development environment, test environment, production environment, as and when required. But for companies, they are giving 3 instances in order to make the development work, test work, and then production work separately. That means 3 different containers they are giving. For developer, you no need that. You no need to have that. You simply have this particular developer instance. Got it, guys? How to get the developer instance? For some of the attendees here, it is very basic for you, but for others, keeping everybody in mind, I'm giving all this content. Okay, we're good, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. All right, let me just search the syllabus. I don't know where I put that, but let me just get that. Training content. Yeah. Okay, let me just copy this too and put it here. Okay. Now, you know, right? The ServiceNow introduction is done. 3-tier architecture, cloud computing, cloud giants. We know 3 cloud giants we have. ServiceNow cloud platform. Now, see, I've already told you Azure, Microsoft, or AWS, and then GCP or the big giants, right? But similarly, ServiceNow is maintaining its own cloud platform. It is not renting any cloud services from any other cloud provider, third party provider. Okay, ServiceNow is maintaining its own cloud platform. That means maintaining data centers. What is data center? Data center is simply nothing but putting all of your servers at one place. If you want to learn about this data center, ServiceNow data centers, just type like this. This is all not required, but I'm just giving you just to understand. See this? Data centers. If you go, ServiceNow is giving the information about data centers as well. Okay. Like across the globe. See this? Across the globe. EMEA, Canada, US, Asia. Across the globe, they are maintaining their data centers. How this data center will be helpful? Because ServiceNow is hosting multiple instances, right? For a hosting server is needed. All that servers will be placed in a data center. Now, in India, they are maintaining a lot of data centers. Your instance, this instance will be linked to your India data center. And ServiceNow is smartly doing one more thing here. Your instance is not only connected to the Indian data center, it will be connected to the Canadian data center as well as a backup. For example, if India data center is not giving the services or it's failing to provide the services to your instance, then this backup server, backup data center will come into picture and then provide you the services. That means they're maintaining 4 to 5 backup data centers in order to provide better services to the organization. See, you are a normal developer. If you have any PDI issues, you can wait. But if, for example, if Amazon is a big organization, Flipkart is a big organization, or else Facebook is a big organization. If these guys are purchasing the ServiceNow product and then they're using it, if 1 hour of downtime will cost $1 billion to these companies, then ServiceNow has to repay that amount. That's the reason why they're maintaining many data centers across the globe. Okay, that sort of robust support is there from the ServiceNow. That is what my point here is. Okay, what we will see, and then the cloud versus on-premise we have discussed, and then low-code, pro-code platforms. Let me just discuss about this. Now you see, I mentioned low-code, pro-code. What is low-code? What is pro-code? Low-code or no-code? Or no-code. ServiceNow is planning its platform towards low code or no code. That means if you're learning ServiceNow, 70% will be the configuration. Only 30% is your scripting. Even this 30% scripting will be gone after 5 to 6 years of time, for sure. Because in the year of 2016-17, what I was building a functionality using scripting, now it is configurable. I no need to use single line of code for that. The lot of concepts have been like what we call refraining from or avoiding scripting. That means ServiceNow I can consider this as a low code or no code platform. Then what is pro code? What is pro code? Pro code means, I can call it as full code. That means everything is coding. Everything is coding. Even in order to do a simple action, you need to write a code. For example, if I go to my Visual Studio code editor, basically, if I open this, now you see, this is the environment where I can write my code, right? This is HTML, this is JavaScript, this is CSS. In order to create my web page, I need to write these many lines of code. Similarly, if I wanted to beautify it, I need to write the coloring stuff like this. For a simple action, you're doing multiple activities in order to achieve your functionality. But this is avoided in ServiceNow. Everything is coding, that is pro code. No code means the platforms where you can configure 70% and then 30% will be your coding. Okay. ServiceNow is calling this 70% configuration with a fancy word called OOTB. OOTB means out of the box. Out of the box means anything which is configurable is out of the box. Anything which is not achieved using OOTB is called custom solution. Custom solution. This is called custom solution. For example, if you go to any jewelry shop, there are a lot of items which are displayed on the what we call the segregated racks, right? For example, if you wanted to take rings, that will be put in one place. Maybe some necklace or chain, that will be put in another rack. Now, as a customer, you will go and select one item. If you don't like the design, what you will do? You will give the instruction to make the design in such a way that that item will be received, right? That is what is your customization. This is what is your by default. The platform is providing by default, that jewelry shop is providing, that is OOTB. If you don't like that feature, maybe you're giving that instruction, you're preparing a new, if you're building a new functionality, new feature, that is your customization. That means for that reason, ServiceNow is giving scripting. You can code it, you can implement the functionality, that sort of things. What ServiceNow is doing, basically ServiceNow is giving database applications, and also the platform, dev platform. These three things the ServiceNow is giving. ServiceNow is all about table-driven architecture. That means what? Whatever you implement inside the platform, everything is on a table. Either it is on a table or on a record or on a field level. Tomorrow we'll be seeing that. What is this table structure, how to create table, everything, we'll be seeing that. Now, it is providing applications, ITSM applications. What are the ITSM applications? We have incident management, problem management, change management, request management, and then knowledge management. These are the 5 applications which are there inside ITSM. We'll be seeing one application by application in our upcoming classes. That means these are out of the box applications. And then functions. If anything which is not fulfilling your business need, then maybe you will build one more application under ITSM. That is your custom solution. What is dev platform? It is giving a platform for a developer to build a new application. If you are building on top of out of the box application, that will reside under the global scope. What is this new application? We call it as custom application. This also will be same. ServiceNow is giving one area called studio where you can build a new application. For example, in your organization, maybe the what we call, for example, entry biometric entry of the employee is coming and then going is not capturing somewhere. Then maybe you can build one new application using this platform. That means whatever the application that ServiceNow is providing, on top of that, ServiceNow is giving the dev platform to build your own software application. That is what is your custom application. For example, if I wanted to build one application, I need to write these lines of code, right? I need to write HTML code in JS file and then CSS file. I need to go to my GitHub. I need to store them in the repository, and then I need to maintain that, right? All these activities that you are doing in other technologies, you are doing within the platform, within the ServiceNow platform to create your new application. That sort of flexibility is also there with the ServiceNow. Right? This is what you can do. That means what? You can create your new application, you can use existing product lines, and then it is a table-driven architecture. The support is being provided by ServiceNow. Everything is there. What you need to do? You need to provide a good service to your client. That is what the motto. Okay. Now, the next concept is like how browser works. You already know how server works, how database server works. With the help of 3-tier architecture, we've already seen that. Now, the ServiceNow history, you already know, right? You can Google it. When you go to Wiki, you can find the ServiceNow history. And then versions, ServiceNow versions, tomorrow we'll be talking that. Benefits, you already know. These are all things we have already discussed. Only the versions we will be discussing tomorrow. Okay. Now, what are the prerequisites to learn this or to become as these designations? Different designations we have already seen. And then level of expertise required is like you need to learn this platform well, then you will become whatever the designation you want. We'll try to enhance our knowledge exposure to the maximum level. Don't worry about it. Okay. And then developer program, 3 environments, and then instance creation. Okay. As part of our day 1 and day 2 classes, these have to be dealt. So these are all clear. Any questions? If you look at my screen, if you're not understanding anything, if there is any clarification required, you can ask me. Any questions from anyone?
No, Malik, we are good.
Understanding, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yes.
Now, since this is weekend, I know you have more time. Can this class be extended for 10 more minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Okay. We'll have to cover this ServiceNow versions. Let me just ServiceNow versions. What is the concept of ServiceNow versions? I've already told you in the year of 2013, they released their first version called Aspen. Right? Now, what is the versioning concept here? In every software product, there is a concept called version. There is a concept called version. Version means what? Now, let me give you one analogy so that you can understand it very clear. Okay. if you use your maybe Mahesh, again I'll take the example. Mahesh wanted to buy a new brand new mobile phone. Brand new mobile phone. Okay. Now, after he purchased the brand new mobile phone, he got some apps inbuilt, right? One of the popular application is WhatsApp. He got that application. Now, since WhatsApp is a mobile application, for example, maybe he got 17.1 as a version. At the time of purchasing this brand new mobile, ServiceNow is maintaining 17.1 as a version, which is not the accurate one. I'm just using this number for example. Now, after 60 days, this version can be 17.2, right? 17.2, 17.2. After 90 days, this version can be 17.2.1. After 120 days of this mobile purchase, WhatsApp is releasing one more version called 17.2. Maybe 17.3, 17.2.2. After 150 days, this WhatsApp is releasing 17.3. After 300 days, is giving 17.4. Like that, WhatsApp is releasing its new versions. Then the person called Mahesh has to update his app or upgrade his app. Then only he will get the new features, right? Why WhatsApp is doing all this versioning? In order to provide new features to its employees. If Mahesh is very rigid, he doesn't want to upgrade his app, then what will happen? After a few days, WhatsApp will say that we are not going to support 17.1. Then who will be the loser here? Mahesh. Because he will not be able to use the app if he doesn't upgrade his WhatsApp. Similarly, the ServiceNow is using the versioning concept. In every business process, the entire financial year is divided into 4 quarters. Q1, quarter 1, Q2, and then Q3, Q4. 4 threes, 3 months as 1 quarter. ServiceNow is releasing for 2 quarters, one release, one version release. For Q3 and Q4, one more release. That means in a year, how many versions are getting released? 2 versions. 2 versions are getting released in a year. Now, ServiceNow has, see, this WhatsApp has this naming convention called 17.1, 17.2, right? ServiceNow is also having the naming convention to its releases. They're following the alphabetical order. A, B, C, D, E, and then F. Like that, G. The first version, that's the reason why they're calling this as Aspen. The second version, they're naming it as Berlin. If you buy a new puppy from outside market, you will give one pet name, right? There's a lot of pet names you will give to your pet dogs, pet cats. Similarly, ServiceNow is giving name to its releases. These names are also city names. City names they are giving. Why they are giving Aspen, Berlin, Calgary like this? Maybe if I say L, London, M, Madrid. Similarly, V, Vancouver. W, which is the latest version of ServiceNow, which is Washington, D.C. Why they are giving only these names? Why can't they give Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi? Because the company is American company. They know only these cities, city name. That's the reason why they're giving their own names. If I produce one product from India, maybe I use our own cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai. Right? Now, if you go to your Google and then just type ServiceNow versions, okay, you will find a lot of articles. Let me give you this site for your reference. Now, go here. See this? Aspen in the year of 2011. Sorry, I was mentioning 2013, right? It is 2011. And then Berlin, and then Calgary, Dublin, like that. See, Madrid, New York, Orlando. What is the latest one? Q1 of 2024 is Washington, D.C. What is the latest version of ServiceNow? Washington, D.C. The next one will be Xanadu X. Y will be Yakoma. And then G will be some other name. I don't know. Once alphabets are done, maybe they'll follow some other naming convention. We'll have to see. Till 2026, we have time. Because they'll release one more version in 2024. In 2005, they need to release two more, right? Then maybe in the year of 2026, we will get to know what ServiceNow will be following other naming convention. But for now, you need to understand it is following alphabetical order, following by city name. And the latest version is Washington, D.C. This is about ServiceNow versions. Understood the concept of how ServiceNow is releasing the versions?
Yes.
Perfect. These releases, I call it as this release, right? You can call it as release or you can call it as family release. Family release. Now, family release is a version. I can also call it as upgrade, right? Upgrade. Now, there is one more concept called hotfix and then patch. What is this hotfix? What is this patch? And then what is this upgrade? Now, if I'm, excuse me guys, just a second. All right. If I release one version, maybe 17.1, this feature is released, so many customers are using, but some of them, this feature is failing or there is a bug. There is a bug which will be reported by the user. Maybe the same bug can be reported by some other user. Okay? These are all bugs. These bugs in ServiceNow terminology, we call it as hotfix. That means the bugs will be reported, the solution they are providing, resolution they're providing. is called hotfix. If they're providing solution to one single problem or a group of bugs, they're fixing all the bugs, then they're calling it a hotfix. Right? These are all bugs. Now, okay, after some time, all these bugs can be grouped, right? That group we call it as patch, a group of bugs. That means what? If it is a single issue, multiple single issues, they'll resolve as a hotfix. And then a group of fixes, they'll release as a patch. A group of patches, they'll release as upgrade. That is what is your version. This is the concept behind how they are doing the upgrades. For example, ServiceNow is releasing Washington DC. There are a lot of customers, they'll be reporting a lot of issues with the platform. Those are called bugs. They're providing hot fixes. For example, after providing 500 hot fixes, then all those 500 fixes will be released as patch. Then every customer has to do the patch on their instance. After multiple patches, for example, 5,000 to 10,000 issues, then after all patches are done, they will release as an upgrade. That is your next release, Washington DC, Janard. Like that, they'll be doing that. Understood the concept of hotfix, patch, and then upgrade?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, with that being said, I'll be stopping. The task for today is like you need to get your PDI. That's it. From tomorrow, you'll be getting more tasks.